Okay, so for those of you who've had problems starting the McPhat ATR72-500, don't feel alone. I've had the same issue when I first got the plane. So here it is sitting on the tarmac here at Lindbergh in San Diego. Let's step inside. So here is the overhead panel. Just to give you some reference, there's the front window. Let's go to the overhead panel. If you're at a gate that has external power available, you'll see it right here. So go ahead and click that to use the external power. We're going to turn the generators off. And then the first thing you're going to need to do is take the engine start switch, click on Start A, then click on Start B. At this point, we're going to take the condition handles and bring them up to the FTR setting. Back to the overhead panel. At this point, we're going to go ahead and start engine 2. I'll hold down on the start button until the on switch goes off. Then we'll come back here and take a look at our panel. And we can see here that we're coming up to speed. We'll go back to the overhead, and now we're going to start engine 1. We'll just hold this down until the on light goes off. We'll come back to the panel. We'll see that engine 1 is spooling up and ready to go. At that point, we'll disconnect from the available external power, and then we'll tie in the generators. And we're ready to push back and start, or push back and go. We've already started. So now, what if you are at a gate that doesn't have external power available? It just so happens that at San Diego we have one of those. Let's go over to the Coast Guard ramp here, and I'm gonna pull my fuel supply so that it kills the engines. Now let's look at the overhead panel. You'll see that there is no power, external power available. So what you have to do is turn the isolation switch to where it's green, so that this turns on green. Now you've basically isolated to just the internal power on the aircraft. You got these 2 faults on the generators, so we'll turn those off. And then at this point, we're going to go to Start A, Start B, and we'll go down to the condition levers, bring them up to the FTR setting, back to the overhead, and we'll start engine 2. Again, we'll just hold this down until that on light goes off. And take a look at the panel, and our engine's spooling up, number 2 spooling up. Go back to the overhead panel. Once again, we'll hold down Start 1 until the on light goes off. And back down to the panel, and you'll see that engine 1 is spooling up. Back to the overhead panel. At this point, we can turn our generators back on, and we can take this off of the isolation. We are still spooled up and ready to go. So that is how you get past the frustration of not being able to start the engines on the ATR72-500 from McPhat.